Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another game at Dilboy Stadium. I'm Marcelo Brosiner. Excited for a match up between the Somerville Highlanders and Tewksbury High School. Not sure. Capasso, you know what their mascot is?
The Redmen.
The Somerville Highlanders against the Tewksbury Redmen. Early moments here. Cole settling in the midfield. That's Alexis in the center of the park. A good pass out to Dean Williams. Dean Williams, a great ball over the top, and that's a great chance here. A little bit of miscommunication, but they're still on the break here. The shot and the save by the Tewksbury keeper. Well, that was an early chance there for Somerville. Here's Jorge on the wing. He's all alone. He's got all the space in the world, and the pass into the middle, and that is a goal in the opening seconds for William Santos. Well, fingers crossed, but this could be signs of a long game for Tewksbury. 1-0 Highlanders, 32 seconds on the clock. Two chances in the opening 30 seconds. That'll be concerning, certainly, for the away team. We restart here. So just a heads up for those of us watching today at home, I only have the roster for our Somerville Highlanders, so I'll only be referring to the Tewksbury team by their numbers. A slip there by Pedro. Tried to pull a skill off. Here's number 9 in the middle for Tewksbury. Good 1-2, but that's a step there and dealt with. Tangle up there in the middle between Alexis and a Tewksbury player, but back in Tewksbury territory. Dean Williams watches that go out of bounds for a Somerville throw-in. Dean Williams has really been the engine for the Highlanders on this right side this season. He's always running tirelessly. Good delivery as well. Here's Jorge. He's trying to find a teammate. That's a good turn, but it's called off sides. Well, good idea there. Good positioning by Lucas. Just a little bit too excited there. Not too far off, though. And a free kick for Tewksbury outside of their 18-yard box. Good step there by Dean. It's cleared up, but it's dealt with only temporarily by the Tewksbury defender. That's William back. That's a good through ball again. Pedro's offsides. Had he left that for William Santos, that would have been a huge opportunity for a second goal. A little bit of miscommunication there, maybe. Set piece. About 15 yards in the Tewksbury half. They're looking to play that up. The ball out wide to the right wing is very well dealt with there by Ashley Ventura. And he gets back into position. Throw in for Tewksbury. Well dealt with there. Good control. But Pedro with a good step. 50-50 ball back with Tewksbury out wide. Is that a handball? The referees deemed it as so. Wasn't sure about that one, but that's the most subjective call the referee's going to make in the game. So handballs are always confusing, especially inside the box. It's so hard to determine whether there's intent or if it's a goal-scoring chance that's being blocked. You got to feel for referees in that case. The back pass, not the most convincing, but it's cleared by the Tewksbury keeper. Goes straight to Dean Williams. Bit of a heavy first touch, but it goes to Jorge, who finds Dean on the right side. A little too heavy there. Tewksbury throw-in, number 21, left back. That's gone over the top. Alexis tries to control, and it eventually does, but it's given away and cleared by Tewksbury. Headed up to Alexis. Unlucky there. Owen Sheehy with a strong header out, and Lucas with the ball. Heavy touch, recovered well by Tewksbury, but he is relentless there with the pressure. Ball through to Jorge. Jorge's got a shot or a pass on. Another pass, and they've missed it, but no, they've scored again. And Pedro with the second goal of the game for the Highlanders. Well, we are less than 4 minutes into this match, and it is 2-0. Well, we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of our bench today, the Highlanders, that's for sure, at this rate. And unfortunate as it is for Tewksbury, it is a really important opportunity for Scarpelli and the coaching staff to see who else on the bench could be a spark come playoff time. That depth is the difference maker between state champions and quarterfinalists, semifinalists. That's a late pass there. That's offsides. Great idea, but one touch too many there. And we now have the Tewksbury roster. Thank you, Capasso. Good looking out. He does it all, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. If you need a birthday party entertainer, Capasso just might be the one. And here's William, goal scorer for the Highlanders. He's got Jorge in front of him, and he has him. He finds him. He's got a pass in the middle. That's a great cross, but he's missed it. That's a difficult volley. Eventually ends up in the hands of number 0. That is Cafferty for Tewksbury. Cole, difficult for him to read the flight of that ball there. It's with Ashley. Little tussle in the middle, but it's come to Alexis. Good turn. He's got plenty of space. Decides to go over the top, but Jorge was returning from an offsides position, and that goes out of play for a Tewksbury throw-in. Well, taking an early 2-goal lead, it can be hard sometimes maybe to keep pushing forward, but Somerville's looking like they've got plenty of space in behind that Tewksbury defense. They might want to drop back a little bit, but we'll see what happens. The flick on by number 18 for Tewksbury, Hines. It's back with Dean in the middle, over the top. Highlanders got to be careful about that offsides. There have been a number of times now. That's a good touch from Lucas. Alexis with a beautiful weak-footed pass over the top to Pedro on the left side. He's got Williams in the middle. William almost looks like he's trying to slow down a bit. The shot, it is 3-0, 7 minutes into the game. 6 minutes into the game. And it's looking like it's going to be a rout here, folks. It is 3-0 with 5 minutes and change on the board. Well, this certainly relieves a lot of stress, at least for the coaching staff, knowing they have plenty of time to experiment. Owen there taking a second to decide what he wants to do. And I said this in the first game, but it's just so bizarre to me, having played for the high school, the Somerville High School team, class of 2014. I remember Owen Sheehy was a ball boy for us, just a tiny little elementary school kid. And now he's a senior starting at stopper for the Highlanders. That's the kind of stuff that reminds you how old you are, It's cool to see, though. Pass to the left side's gone out of play. Scarpelli's real unhappy with that. The scoreline irrelevant to the standard set. Alexis looking to switch it. Goes short. Good decision there. And that's Benjamin Lopez, that sweeper. Ball right back from Alexis. Cheeky there to take that extra touch. He was going to play it over the top, but saw it wasn't on anymore. Dean with a little bit of space. He's got Jorge immediately in front of him, and a good run. That's well intercepted there by Eskenis. For Tewksbury. Substitution for the Highlanders. 3 people coming in. That looks at least like Ian Williams, number 14, coming in. And we have Amrit Singe as well, and Elian Sandoval Zentino coming in for the Highlanders. Joe on the camera helping me out there. Ian running out of space. He manages to find a ball, and that's cleared out for a corner. I'm joined here by senior co-captain of the class of 2014 for the Somerville Highlanders, Julian Murphy. How you doing today, Julian?
Glad to be here, Marcelo. Oh, what a header.
And an incredible header. As I was checking in with Julian, well, a substitute who's just come into the game just moments ago, Elian, with a header. And we are at a 4-0 scoreline now with less than 10 minutes on the clock. Well, I don't believe that there's a mercy rule in high school, is there? Well, there is no mercy rule, so we could be looking well into double digits, folks. I'm hoping for a bit of a comeback. We'll see. Alexis. Good turn there. Dean. The Highlanders really starting to find that tempo now, trying to possess the ball. There's absolutely no pressure from Tewksbury at the moment. Ashley's let that run on. Back from Pedro to Ashley. Ventura. Elian again, the goal scorer who'd only been on for a minute or so. Gets tackled there. Alexis uses space well. Owen Sheehy looking to Ian long, but it's not on. Ian. Back to Dean. Dean Williams on the winning team for Balance's first Issa Ball tournament, a local tournament hosted annually at Trump Field. Alexis, good turn there. He's looking to play it wide. Very proactive here from the Highlanders. Ian deciding to let that run out of play. And Dean coming up for the throw-in. It's gone straight to Ian. That's a great flick there to number 24 for the Highlanders, Andrew DaCosta. A little too much, though. The wind not helping at all. Closing doors on us. Well, as you know, we are now in the month of October, and that means that we are less than a month away from the beginning of the state tournaments, the knockout tournaments, which Somerville has found themselves in for quite some time now, consistently. Ian, good first touch. Out to Alexis. Again, that ball is on all day. There is all kinds of space in out the back there for them. It's a heavy first touch, but can he get there? Good step there by the Tewksbury keeper. That was Cafferty in goal. Did well there to read that heavy touch and be proactive about it. Cleared by number 4, Eskenis for Tewksbury. Headed on. Well read by Robert, but that's played over the top. Temporarily dealt with there by Roger Marquez. And Benjamin does expertly well to take that out of the back. Alexis. Up to Elian. Back to Alexis. Stays with him. Another through ball on that left side. That's there all day. He's got options in the middle. He's got 2 options. He's going to go for the finish himself. He does. And it's gone just wide of the far post. Well, it's really hard when you have 2 teammates and the option to shoot. It's a phrase, being caught between 2 minds. I'm sure some of us have heard that before. He was certainly caught between 2 or 3 minds there. It's not easy. And the Highlanders exploiting all of that space in behind the Tewksbury defense. Good pressure there. And he's got a chance. Can he find the shot? He can, and it's off the post and out. Unfortunate not to find the goal there. He put on all the pressure he had to. He did well to create the chance for himself. Still remains 4-0 Highlanders. 12 minutes on the clock. Goal kick to be taken by Cafferty. Alexis with the touchdown. Well won again by the Highlanders. Andrew DaCosta with the ball out wide. And that is a throw-in for the Highlanders. That was Gleedson out there on the left side, making a problem of himself for the Tewksbury defense. Throw-in. Good first touch there. And it looks like it's gone out for a corner kick off of a Tewksbury defender. Well, the pressure remains relentless here by the Highlanders. Another corner kick from which they scored already today. The ball in. That's a great ball, but a good hand by the Tewksbury keeper there. Still under pressure, though. Ian here on the top of the top of the box. Good ball over the top from Elian. Ian settles with the head. Nice first touch there. Tries to get the ball in. Blocked. Both went there, Elian and Ian, but Tewksbury coming away with it, carrying it out of the back, cleared away, and that's with Robert. Decides not to give it back to the Somerville keeper, Caleb. Out wide here to Roger. And out of play. Good pressure by Tewksbury there to force the mistake. And it seems like a substitution is being made, so that throw is going to have to be retaken. The ball cannot be in bounds when a substitution is being made. That applies to all levels of the game. Of course, in the professional level, you're only allowed 3 substitutes in the duration of a whole game, whereas in high school, there are unlimited substitutes, and then in college, there's also unlimited substitutes, but if you are subbed off, you cannot go back on for the remainder of the half in a number of universities, not all. The ball here bouncing around in the middle of the park. It's a good step there by Elian, and another chance on this left side for the Highlanders. That's a good touch through. He's got the chance for the shot. Another good save there, but the rebound struck wide. Well, the chances keep coming for the Highlanders. Tewksbury really not able to catch a break, being caught on the break. The ball bouncing around again in that congested midfield right now. Well, that's a good ball out wide there by... Sorry. Impink. That was Impink, sorry. Not always easy to decipher. Throw in for Tewksbury. That's a long throw there. Flicked on, but good strength there by Christopher Mancia to push off the player. That's number 30 for the Highlanders, whose name is actually not on the roster. So most likely came up from junior varsity for this match. Congratulations. The long ball over the top. That's a perfect ball out there for Gleedson to work with. Gets past his defender. He's got an option at the top of the box. He's also got an option at the back post. Will he take the options? No, he won't. He'll take the shot himself. Great goal in the top corner there. And it's now 5-0 Highlanders. Well, that was a great shot there. Really had to work for that. He had the pass there, but he was confident in his own ability to finish that. Great goal there by Gleedson. And a substitution made for the Highlanders. Another keeper in. No. Good tackle there. Number 9. I thought it was before. Yeah, and that was Benjamin with the assist there over the top with a perfect leading ball. Gleedson did really well there to settle it, cut inside, and get a shot off, let alone a shot in the top corner. 5-0 to the Highlanders. Approaching the halfway mark of the first half. Good ball out wide, maybe a little too much on there. Managed to keep it in, did well there, but well cleared by Tewksbury. Out on the right side now. Great ball out wide there. Good first touch, too. That's played through. He's on. Ooh. Well, I stand corrected. That was offsides just by a small margin, though. Good run there. And a good play by number 30 for the Highlanders, whose name is not currently on the roster. That is Bruno Silva there on the right side, number 30. A good first touch and through ball there. That's very well done by Benjamin to let that roll across his body and relieve the pressure. And a great ball over the top as well. It's a foot race there. He seems to have won it. The shot way wide. Good run, though. And the score remains the same. Nothing like some timeless Capasso back and forth. Bring it back to those recreation days. If you played for a sports team at Somerville High School, you probably worked for recreation at one point in your early summers. And if you worked for rec in your early summers, you probably worked with and for Capasso. That's just facts. At this very stadium, nonetheless, where at least a couple of these kids were campers, which is just kind of the beauty of the city. It's all connected. Out in this left corner flag, that's well done to be kept in. The ball inside finds Amrit. Good feet there, too, to fake out two Tewksbury defenders. And the ball is back with the Somerville backline. That's Roger there. Back into the middle for Elian. Elian, he's got a couple options. He gets tripped up a bit, but he keeps the ball. Few too many touches. Amrit back out wide. And it's out for a Highlander throw-in. Well, it's exciting for us to see a former teammate on the Somerville Highlanders soccer team, Jamie Keegan, on the bench as an assistant coach for the Highlanders. He's got a lot of knowledge there. And we also have Somerville High alum Yanni Segrotis, who was a goalie for the Highlanders, and he is now the goalie coach for the Highlanders. And Tony Arias, of course, is now the head coach for the Lady Highlanders team, who are having an excellent season this year, by the way. I believe at this point they have a better record than the boys, but I may be mistaken, so don't quote me on that. But for the first time in quite some time, the boys and girls team are looking very even in their performance, and that's exciting. Credit to Coach Tony. Good flick there. And that's Olivier through. Olivier's got options. He's taking a big touch there. It's a good idea, but it's out for a corner. Well, Olivier saw that space, and he was ready to take it. Olivier, of course, told me, him being from Paris, France, Olivier Giroud is the player he plays most like, but not his favorite player, I guess, according to him. Olivier Nzeza, number 22. Good corner in. Well cleared by Tewksbury, only temporarily. That's 3 headers in a row. Out for a throw-in. Kind of impressive. I like that. Ball over the top. And that's gone out for a corner kick for the Highlanders. Well, although the scoreline is 5-0, Tewksbury has been doing their fair amount of solid defending as well. Somerville creating a lot of chances. A whole lot of chances. But some key interventions here by Tewksbury. Corner kick played in, misread by the keeper, and that's still in, but he'll be happy to see that in his hands. Punt out. Good touch there again. But back with Tewksbury. Elian putting a lot of pressure, but good cut inside by number 15 for Tewksbury. It's gone out, though. Yeah, that's him. He was like the Vogue. He was like the head of Vogue forever. And here we are with 17 minutes remaining in the first half here. Highlanders happy to have a 5-0 lead. Although Scarpelli knows that it could be more if a couple of those chances have been taken. But again, a constant flow of chances being created. That's well done there by number 5 for Tewksbury, Favreau, to create a little bit of space and push Tewksbury downfield to relieve some pressure. Goalie substitution being made here for the Redmen now. All right, and that's cleared out. Good battle there. Number 11 for Tewksbury did a really good job to win that header. That was Callahan, and a clear foul by the Highlanders. And a chance here for Tewksbury to maybe get a ball into the box. All but 2 players up for Tewksbury. Of course, those 2 players staying back to prevent a potential counterattack, which Somerville has done on multiple occasions already in this first half. And Olivier fighting for that ball. Elian does well to control that almost with his face. And he's found a teammate in the middle there. That was Jose in the middle, but that's a difficult ball to control. Olivier with the ball, and he's well off sides. Tewksbury free kick. And the ball up through, it ended up being a bit heavy. Good deflection there, though, by Tewksbury also to take some momentum off of that pass. A big punt upfield dealt with by Elian. Marabani did well initially to deal with it there, but the ball still in for the Highlanders, and it's gone out of play in that left corner for a Tewksbury throw-in. 15 minutes remaining in this first half. And if you can't hear it in the microphones or the camera, it is windy out here, folks. You might be able to see the trees in the background, but arguably the most difficult conditions to play a game of soccer or football in, because the flight of the ball is so heavily dependent on that wind. But if we're talking the worst, we're talking, frigid rain and winds. So it could be worse, but not easy. Got to be extra considerate there. Heavy pass, well kept in there, and Highlanders retain possession. Ball played up top to Olivier. He's pushed off the ball, though. That's good strength by number 9 for Tewksbury, Humphrey. Ball over the top, out of bounds. And that's number 51 for the Highlanders. So I've just received the JV roster, a few members of which are here with the varsity team this afternoon. That was number 51 for the Highlanders, Maxwell Swarms. A number of players for the Highlanders JV here with us. According to this roster, there are 10 members of the JV team here with us today. So like I was saying earlier, a good opportunity for George Scarpelli and his coaching team to see who might be an X factor come playoff time. That was Bruno Silva coming off. A good shift there by the young man. And now number 35, Amani Almeida. Number 35 coming in on the right side there. Very fond memories on that right side. It's a good time. That was the position I played for the Highlanders. Whole lot of running, though. I can promise that Amani will be happy to get some air not too long from now. That's another thing about the wind. It can be much more difficult to maintain a consistent, strong breathing practice when it's all this gusts going everywhere, especially for those more tiresome positions. Center midfield and the outside midfielders in particular. Whole lot of running to be done. It's a big field. A quick shout out to Puma, who, of course, moved their national headquarters to Assembly in Somerville in this past year. And they are the sponsors for the Somerville High School soccer teams. Punt there. Well done by Elian over his back to get a touch on that and get it to a Highlander, a teammate. Amrit calmly back to Christopher, and that's out wide now. Tries the flick pass, but it's a good tackle. And now Christopher deciding what he's going to do with that. He plays it back to Somerville keeper. That's calmly done there out to the left back. Well done. Well, ball scrambling around a bit there. The referee's seeing no foul play, though, and we play on. Well done by Tewksbury to find the middle of the park there, but dealt with well, only to go back to Tewksbury. The game getting a little bit scrappy now. No one really able to maintain possession at the moment. Amrit up to Elian. That's a heavy pass. Elian continues on, though. Only for a step by a Tewksbury player. Well, possession really changing hands frequently right now. Out for a Somerville goal kick. Well, it's been a little while now since we saw a goal. 5-0 the score remains with 10 minutes remaining in this first half. That's a good ball down the line there. And it's out for a Somerville throw-in. Substitutions coming in once again for the Highlanders. Number 20. Elias Kern, the cross into the middle, and it's a 6th goal for the Highlanders. And that was Bruno Silva for the Highlanders, having just come off for a brief time, already back on the pitch after an effective shift, and he's got a goal to his name now to prove it. So it's now 6-0 Highlanders. That's at least 3 goals now off of a square ball across the middle for an easy tap-in. The Highlanders will certainly be happy about that. And that's a good tackle there. Elias Kern. Elias Kern. And here he is again, folks. He's got a lot of time and space. He's got options. He's going to take the shot on. He attempts the shot. He's unable to. It's a pass back, and it bounces off a defender, and it's gone right into the hands. That's a great save, actually, by the Tewksbury keeper. Unlucky for number 4 of Tewksbury to clear it off his own teammate, but again, Tewksbury keeper did well there to keep his hands strong. Maxwell Swarms, a tall presence in the back for the Highlanders. One thing I'll say about the Highlanders is they have historically lacked height. That is for certain. Big ball over the top there. Dealt with by number 19 for Tewksbury. But the clearance has put them in a bit of a difficult situation, and it's out for a Highlander throw-in. Again, I don't think that clearance was even the fault of the Tewksbury keeper. I think that was largely also just these heavy winds. It's probably harder for goalies more than anyone because they're the ones consistently kicking that ball high into the air. Of course, tables turn as the halftime brings side switches. An illegal throw-in called there, it looks like, against the Highlanders. They might be doing sprints for that one. Hopefully not. Clearance there by Maxwell. Good pressure by Elias. But it's cleared out deep into the thorn bushes of Dilboy Stadium. Never fun to find those. Shout out to whoever has to get that. Oh, it came round. Love to see that. 6 and change remaining in this first half. Dominant performance so far by the Highlanders. And we now have a number of JV players on the pitch. You always love to see an opportunity. There's Jacob Swarms also on the field now. Oh, but counterattack here for Tewksbury, though. And that's good recovery by the Highlanders, but the ball is still played through. Roger does well to read that, and it's gone up to Jacob Swarms. Does well there to get that first touch pass out. Caught between two minds again there, and it's cleared by Tewksbury. Goes out for a goal kick to the Highlanders. Well, gray clouds have slowly been forming. Of course, this game originally set to be played at 6 p.m. was pushed forward due to inclement weather impending. You hear the gusts all around. And those Highlander, whatever you'd call them, signs, they're shaking like crazy now. But withstanding the weather nonetheless. Ball out on the left side for the Highlanders here. Good tackle, though, by Tewksbury, and it's dealt with well. 9 for Tewksbury. Fowler clearing that out. Fowler's actually had a really solid defensive performance. A couple key clearances and tackles for Tewksbury. That's well done there by number 35 for the Highlanders, Amani. Coming up from JV. And it looks like we have two brothers from the JV here together, Maxwell Swarms and Jacob Swarms. Both the tallest players on the pitch right now for the Highlanders. The Highlanders have always lacked height. I'm not joking. My guy here sitting to the left of me, co-captain of our senior year, was by far the tallest player on our team. You know we utilize that. Local legend Julian Murphy is. That's cleared out well by Maxwell with his left foot. Headed back in, though. Only for the other Swarms brother to apply the pressure. That's a crazy shot off the crossbar out of nothing and headed again. Well, what do you know? That was out of nowhere. What a shot there by Tewksbury. Well, no one saw that coming. That would have been by far the goal of the game. That's without a doubt. No chance there for the Somerville keeper there. When it's coming at you like that, those are the kind of shots you just don't really save. You either watch it go in or you watch it go out. Roger on the right side here. Things calming down for the Highlanders. Good touch there by number 58 for the Highlanders, whose name is not on the roster. I apologize. But he's done well there to shield the ball off. Unfortunate to give it away, though. And it's kept in by number 5, Favreau, for Tewksbury. That's great skill there. Unlucky to see the bounce go away from him, though. Jacob Swarms back out wide. A little bit of heavy pass. Roger pushing up. And a bit of a physical battle there between a few players. That's a good touch there. And the wind really starting to get to us in this booth. As Elias takes that counterattack. He's got options behind him. He's cut back again. That's great skill. But again, strong defending by Tewksbury's Fowler. Top of the box now with Jacob Swarms. Through ball to nobody. Good idea, but it's in the hands of Tewksbury's keeper again. And the signs, the Highlander Puma signs are now running away in the wind. Good work there by the Dilboy staff to keep them from running home. And a throw in now for Roger to take for the Highlanders. Time winding down. 2.5 in this first half remaining. That's a difficult back pass there. Cleared straight out of play. Well, Eskenis was having a little bit of trouble on the bounce. It is difficult technique to be able to settle that pass when it's at your torso level, really. And a sign is now flying onto the field as well. Throw in for Tewksbury. Well, it is really spooky season out here, folks. Because this wind's starting to sound like ghosts in here. You know the noise. Ball played through, intercepted, cleared away. And that's a good touch there. That's great control there by Bruno Silva. Really a standout performance by the JV call-up player today. Good ball out wide by number 44 for the Highlanders, William Capuano. And a good idea there to play it over the defender, but a little too heavy there, and it's out for a goal kick to Tewksbury. Goal kick for Tewksbury. It's well settled there. A missed kick, though, and it's out for a throw-in. A little bit of frustration there shown by Tewksbury in pink. Roger. Pass out wide. Cleared away by Eskenis. Roger with a long throw. Flicked but backwards, and it's cleared out for a throw-in near the corner flag for the Highlanders. Well, perhaps time for one more goal here, or one more opportunity. Of course, when the timer reaches 2 minutes, it is up to the discretion of the referee when the half ends, and it has now ended. Highlanders leading 6-0, a dominant performance. That clean sheet almost threatened by an incredible attempt by Tewksbury from the outside of the box that smashed off the crossbar. And it's now halftime. We will be back. We're starting the second half off here. The teams have switched sides, as they always do. 6-0 currently, the Highlanders lead after a strong first half performance. And here's Cole, who we saw very little of in the first half. Of course, Coach Scarpelli making sure to give as much playing time as he can to the younger Highlanders. Alexis out wide to Jorge. Jorge finds Owen. Good pressure there by Tewksbury, but it's back to Dean. To Jorge once again. Back to Alexis. Great play here by the Highlanders. That's a good touch and a great through ball here for Pedro. Pedro cuts back. Good Maradona right there. He's still got the ball. A little too much skilling, but he still got it somehow. The ball played through. He's on sides, but he's cut back. He recognized that there was very little of an option in the box. Mature play there. Decided to play back to Ventura instead of going for himself and Ben. One touch to Owen. Highlanders reset. Impressive play here by the Highlanders. This is the iconic passing that we've come to see over the years. Cole up to Ben. Dean. Owen lets it run, does well there to let it go to Ben. Ben That's a difficult ball for Cole, but the touch has gone right back to Ben anyways. Good weak foot passer out to Pedro. Solid turn there, too. He's got two options. He can cut inside, too, and he does. Nice turn. Cole to Ventura. Offsides there against the Highlanders. They're really eager there to push that line. Dean, no pressure being applied by Tewksbury. That's a good turn there by Lucas, who is also my student. Funny when that works. Owen, Jorge, ball gets stuck under him, and it's taken away by Tewksbury. Good 1-2 there on the left side. They find the ball in, too, but Benjamin does well to deal with it. Alexis out to Lucas. Lucas has had a lot of solid turns, a lot of space. That's a great ball with the weak foot there for Jorge, and Jorge's taken a huge touch, but it's worked out. He's got a teammate in the middle of the ball. Too much on it for his teammate Pedro to find it. Well, they had all the time in the world there, and they'll be a little bit upset they didn't take that chance. Good clearance out by the Highlanders. Good touch there, though, by number 1 for Tewksbury. Ministeri. Throw in here on the right side. That's Dean to Jorge. Jorge to Alexis in the middle. That's a great pass there to William. William, good strength to hold off the defender there. Now Pedro out wide. You know he wants that shot. Tries to roll it past the defender, but he's not able to. Alexis with a good Cruyff turn touch there. The Cruyff turn being the first iconic skill move used by professional soccer players, named after Johan Cruyff, objectively one of the 10, if not 15 best players of all time. It's like the first skill they teach you in any kind of soccer camp you go to. And here's Benjamin. And here's Dean on the right side. Back to Benjamin again. Somerville looking very comfortable out of the back. And here's Alexis, a great ball with the outside of his foot. Lucas showing the wheels on him, but it's tripped up a little bit, but he's still in front of goal again. A shot, what a finish there by Lucas. Great goal by Lucas Carey. The finish with the weak foot there. And what an assist by Alexis, I believe. Alexis with the through ball from well within their own half. The Highlanders up 7-0 now. Well, Lucas initially there, ball got cut under his feet a little bit, but he was able to sort himself out, and a great left-footed finish. And the goal scorer, Lucas, as well as William, coming off for the Highlanders. And Pedro, not sure what's happening. A little bit of confusion on his part. He apologizes for it. I don't think he knew it was a goal. But that's okay, because it was. And here we are now with number 1 For Tewksbury, unfortunate touch there. It's out of play for a Highlander throw. Ventura, who played sweeper against Malden a couple weeks ago, he looked really good. But Benjamin back at sweeper also putting in a great shift for the Highlanders. Dean to Amrit. Back to Dean. Dean decides to skip the middleman and goes out to Ventura. He's got Gleedson out wide. Decides to go back again to Benjamin. Owen stepping up from his stopper position. Great touch there by Pedro. Amrit slowing the play down a little bit. He's saying, I'm in no rush. Owen back to Benjamin. Well, they've been possessing the ball very well, the Highlanders. Jorge doing well there to keep the ball. And they're not seeming to really be in any rush. Really trying to pick out those passes. Again, in practice, the Highlanders are constantly running through. What a turn there by Alexis with the weak foot. Some of the turns today have been phenomenal. But the Highlanders are constantly practicing their possession games. So in practice, they'll just have a ball out there. And they'll have two teams out there, but the other team's not fully defending. They're just putting a little bit of pressure. So the starting team for the Highlanders can really feel out that movement. And a whole slew of substitutes being prepared here for the Highlanders. I mean, it's more than half the starting team, really. That's out of play for a throw-in. And we have, it looks like, 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 8 players coming on for the Highlanders. Pretty sure that's 8. Kind of hard when they're all clustered together. But on the left side here, we have Amani Almeida. In the center of the park now, we have, once again, Jacob Swarms. At left back, we have number 46, Brian Gutierrez, who is also my student, funny enough. Number 20 up top, Elias Kern. Also in the middle of the park now, that is, it'll take me a moment for his number to show up. That's it's gone out of play. He almost was able to keep it in there. Not easy. At sweeper now we have Christopher Mancia. At stopper we have Maxwell Swarms. So we got 2 Swarms on the pitch. It's a good touch by Swarms to lead it out of play. Ball cleared out again for another Tewksbury throw-in. Henner in here. Cleared out. The shot. Good save there. Only temporarily, though. He comes back up. He's made the double save. Great job there to make the double save there. Not an easy first shot to hold on to. And he did well to jump back up after again and take care of that. Well, the shutout maintained thanks to that great double save there. Under 30 minutes remaining in this second half now. Highlanders leading 7-0. Tewksbury looking more threatening on the attack in these last few minutes, but well dealt with again by Chris Mancia. Cousin, of course, of Gustavo Mancia, who graduated from Somerville High last year. One of the captains of the Highlanders. Runs in the family. And here we have Maxwell Swarms. A good turn there. Excuse me, that's actually the other of the two Swarms, Jacob Swarms, playing in midfield. Well, a little bit of ping pong back and forth in the midfield there. Ball not settling. Out on the right side is number 30, Bruno Silva, with a great goal in the first half and all around good play. And space here for Swarms. Tried the ball through, but it's well read, and an unfortunate coming together there at midfields. That's what momentum does. Can't really do much about that. And that's straight into the hands of Highlander keeper, whose name not so easy to decipher because there are 4 goalies listed on this roster. We'll find out. And that's Chris Mancia playing deep within the Highlander box, but he does well there. Eventually taken back by Tewksbury. Cleared out. That is Daniel in goal for the Highlanders. Daniel Escamilla Garcia, that is. I got it. Thank you, though. Capasso helping me out with the name of the keeper currently in. And that's Daniel with the ball now. Very comfortable with the ball at his feet. Something you're seeing more and more nowadays in the professional level with coaches keen to play out of the back, meaning pass the ball amongst the defense before then moving forward. It's risky. They're through here, but it's offsides against, that was Elias Kern. Well, the Highlanders still hungry for more. And it's a tricky topic, you know, whether you're supposed to continue trying to score goals or if you are supposed to stop scoring goals after a certain point. You know, at the professional level, I have to say I don't think there is should be a such thing as letting up. You know, at the professional level, you're all getting paid for it, and you know, goals matter a lot at that stage. High school level, a little bit different perhaps, but still important for team confidence to get a large win. But the Highlanders have focused a lot more on their possession than attacking this half, so that's been evident. Good clearance by Maxwell Storms. That's kept in too by Brian Gutierrez. And cleared away. Headed out. And great skill there to find the nutmeg. And a great second turn. That's a double nutmeg. And another turn. What did we just notice? What did we just witness? That was Amani Almeida on the left side there. And he's still with the skills, folks. And that's out for a corner. Round of applause for Amani there. Really bringing the skills out the bag. It's like a game of FIFA Street. That's out on the new FIFA 20, by the way. Double nutmegs are pretty rare to come across these days. I'm trying to think of like the equivalent in another sport. I guess that's like a windmill alley oop from half court. No, that was so exaggerated. Okay, tell me what it's like. That's so rare. A double nutmeg on one player, you never see that. That's like back-to-back threes from almost half. All right, well, some contention in the booth about the sports equivalent of what just happened. Nonetheless, really, really great skill. And we move on. Corner kick. Well, it's gone straight into the hands of the Tewksbury keeper. Good clearance there to half by the Tewksbury keeper. And well recovered there. Good skill there by William Capuano. Bruno Silva, confident with the skills. Taken away, though. Here's Elian. Well, the sun peeking through a little bit for the first time in a while. Some rays. Headed up by Tewksbury, but settled well by Brian Gutierrez, and it's played up the wing to number 39 for the Highlanders. Kept in by number 16 for Tewksbury, but recovered by the Highlanders. That was Sovi. Good touch up the line, but taken away. Back to the Tewksbury keeper. That's a good clearance to half, but directly back in Highlander possession. Headed straight to Tewksbury, though. Over the top. Well, he's onside, and that's good pressure, but again, very well dealt with there by Swarms. A little too heavy a ball for Elian to control. Dealt with, though. And that is a foul by Maxwell Swarms, who knows it immediately and sportsmanly helps him back on his feet there. And a really good chance here about 25 yards out for Tewksbury to maybe create something. And we've got a special guest in the booth. Young future announcer, Tegan. Only maybe 2 years of age. And that's another chance for the Highlanders. Good defending, though. And he's frustrated to see that go out for a Highlander throw-in. Well done there to have that go out of play. Another Highlander substitution and goal, and that is Junior in goal for the Highlanders. Throw in for Tewksbury. And that's out for another Tewksbury throw-in. And that's a throw in down the line. Well controlled there by William. Maxwell Swarms playing at sweeper now. Elian missed control, but it's landed fortunately to Jacob Swarms. Bruno in the middle to Olivier. Elian unable to control again, but a good tackle to recover there. Cleared up. Good touch there by Brian Gutierrez to get it into the middle for Jacob Swarms. Elian taken away by Jacob again. And the ball in the box here for the Highlanders. Good marking there, though. They cleared out for a corner kick. 17 minutes remaining in this second half. Ball goes through everybody, and it's recovered by William, keeping it in. Goes back to Brian Gutierrez. Once again to Max Storms, who takes a touch away from the defender. That's well done there. And it's back to Junior, getting his first touches on the ball. Well, it's pretty rare you see 3 keepers in a game for one team. But that's what's happening. And Olivier has a chance here to pounce on a ball. He told me he would score today. Still time, but foul called. Good pressure by Olivier, though. Here's Olivier. Good pass over there. And he's got a chance to play into the box. He does. It's gone right past Olivier, just barely out of his reach. And it's with Tewksbury now. Cleared up the line. That's a good pass, actually. It's gone straight to number 3 for Tewksbury. And a good pass in the middle there. A little too heavy, though. Well, that was a good pass by number 8, Crowley, for Tewksbury. Up the line to number 3, McKinn. Good link-up play there. Unlucky there. Jacob with an audacious turn right in the middle. It's worked out really well, though. And it's gone up to William Capuano again. Capuano has got a teammate out wide, number 39, who's not on the roster. Again, it's a little bit confusing with so many players from the junior varsity team coming up. It's a great opportunity for them, but a lot of the numbers might not be there. And that is an offsides call that I did not at all think was offsides, but that happens. It happens, folks. We're humans. Of course, the most notable introduction to the professional leagues this year in Europe being the introduction of VAR, or Video Assistant Review. It's the first time where you can watch a play and change the outcome of the original play based on footage watched by officials. A number of mistakes have already been made at the professional level with it being so new. Very controversial, but ultimately I think the right decision for the game. Just frustrating when, centimeters that would be missed by a human are then called, and it hurts the sentiment and the flow of the game a lot, but that takes time. The flow of this game been pretty consistent, though. Somerville well in possession and well in the lead. 7-0 with 13 minutes and change remaining. Roger Marquez had tried the skill there, but it's gone out for a Tewksbury throw-in. Maxwell there with a clearance off his thigh. Not the cleanest, but it worked out well. And Junior with the punt. No Highlanders there right now, but good pressure. It's cleared out. Brian Gutierrez defending there. Good flick over the top by number 8, Crowley again. That's his second overhead kick upfield. Cleared out by Maxwell Swarms. A really good turnout today at Dilboy Stadium for a Monday afternoon game, especially considering that the kickoff time was changed today. Kickoff being the phrase for the beginning of a game of soccer. Ball up by Maxwell Swarms is intercepted, but here are the Highlanders, and teammates tried to find Olivier there, unable to. A good ball with the outside of the foot over the top there to William Capuano, but an offside's called again. Swarms safely back to Brian Gutierrez. Does well. Oh, almost kept it in, not quite. Unlucky there. 10 minutes remaining, a little over 10 minutes in this game between the Somerville Highlanders and the Tewksbury Redmen. And they've got a chance here, the Highlanders, on another counterattack. That's good communication there to let that run. Olivier again waiting in the middle. He wants that goal. And the ball played out wide. Good first time touch there. Trying to beat him on the wing. The ball in. Unfortunate, but good defending. And here's Jacob Swarms. Looking for his teammate, but unable to connect. And that's a big step there. And that's an opportunity on the counter. Maxwell Swarms already doing well to recover, though. And the Highlanders come away with the ball. Good work there by Roger Marquez to get the danger cleared. Jacob up to Olivier. Olivier looking for a teammate. Going alone. And that's cleared away. Good first touch there by the Tewksbury player, but one back again by Jacob. Miscommunication there. And a chance for Tewksbury to cause some problems. And another chance here on the counterattack for the Highlanders. Olivier making that ball that run to the box. The shot, a good save, but can they get it again? No, that is incredible defending there by Marabani for Tewksbury. Certainly a goal had he not been there. And a good initial save, too. Goal kick. And a good tackle there, but the keeper coming out. Olivier contesting that. No foul on either side. According to the referee, 8 minutes left. Headed clear. And here's William. Heavy first touch. Is that a handball? No, says the referee. It's back with Brian Gutierrez. He's got a little bit of pressure on him. Does well, though, to see it out for a Somerville throw-in. Well, gray clouds amongst us now. Up to them if they are to open or not. Olivier is open, though, and he's got teammates in the middle. That's a good pass there, but it's gone across. Well recovered. The shot, tamed effort, goes out for a goal kick. And that's a ball over the top. Maxwell Swarms, unable to clear it initially. Junior coming out of his box. I don't know if he got it, though. He cleared it out. It worked out in the end. Touch there. Olivier's wide open. And it's an offsides call against the Highlanders. Well, he was clear on goal there, but mistimed the run. Throwing for the Highlanders in the right corner. Good header cleared, but it's with the Highlanders. That's well retained there by the Highlanders, and unfortunately that is one of the players whose number does not seem to be on this roster I have in front of me. Good turn there. Into the hands of Tewksbury keeper. That's a good punt over half, but Maxwell Swarms there with there on the head. Cleared out. The header mistaken, but still Tewksbury in possession. Good flick up there. Good second flip, but a high foot called by the referee against Somerville, and it's a Tewksbury free kick about 8 yards inside their own half. Well, Tewksbury would certainly like to see a goal. Of course, it would really just be a consolation at this point, but a 1 always looks better than a 0. Good defending. A new rule in high school soccer: when the ball is, when there are 5 minutes left in the second half now, the timer stops. That's a new rule. So the game's going to end whenever the referee determines it. That's beyond us. So hang tight. Another offsides against the Highlanders. Well, that's probably double digits at this point, if not close to double-digit offsides for the Highlanders. That's definitely something that they'll want to be working on in practice. Great turn there at midfield. I really wish I had his number, but I don't know it. 58 for the Highlanders, doing his thing. Throw in for Brian Gutierrez on the left side here. No more than a couple minutes at most remaining in this game, I would imagine. But again, down to the discretion of the referee. Well, I have the inside plug on the bench there. I just called assistant coach Jamie Keegan. Number 58 on the pitch there is Oscar Diaz with a couple really good plays. Olivier, good touch there. Again, that is offsides against the Highlanders. And here's Tewksbury with a counter-attacking opportunity. Cleared out, though. A great touch to take space. He's got a teammate in the middle. He's also got the chance to shoot it. He shot it directly at the keeper. Olivier wishes he got that pass. Great touch there. He's got a shot to... And what a chance there. Well, he did incredibly well to create the opportunity in the first place, but unable to find the corner that he was aiming for at that far post, and it remains 7-0. Only moments remaining, I would imagine, in this game. Highlanders with a dominant performance, 7-0. Of course, well, that's it, folks. 6 first-half goals for the Highlanders, and the sole goal in the second half, a 7-0 win. We'll see you soon again. Get home safe. Be well. My name is Marcelo Brosiner. Thanks for having me.